Welcome to 247 Real Talk. I'm your host, Julian Perry. It's a pleasure to be here with you once again on this special evening. It's Wednesday, November 22nd, about 10:30 p.m. This is the night before Thanksgiving 2023. I hope you all had a great week, and I thought that I would come on for the episode this week and have a quick chat about giving thanks. Make it a special episode just for this week before we go back for the heavier topics, from next week and beyond. So, you'll be hearing this episode the day after Thanksgiving because my episodes air on Friday mornings, but hopefully it will be relevant as you recover from all the great dishes, the eats, and the drinks from Thanksgiving Day. So, sit back, relax, and I'll be right back. So welcome back to 247 Real Talk Podcast. Again, my host, Julian Perry. Pleasure to be here with you. So I'm going to do a quick episode this week. And every time I say quick, it ends up being a long 30-minute episode. But I don't think, while there's so much we can give thanks for, I don't think I'll need 30 minutes or maybe even 20 minutes to express gratitude and to share some thoughts as we celebrate Thanksgiving tomorrow. And when you hear this episode, it will be yesterday or in the past days if you listen after the day it airs, which will be Friday, November 24th. So when we measure, looking back at the past year, one of the measurements I like to take is from November to November, because Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving is a great way for me to measure from when I last gave thanks, all the things that I gave thanks for, all the new things I have to give thanks for, all the things I created that are worthy of giving thanks for, and all the things I created and for others that I'm thankful to have been able to do for others. Thanksgiving is a complicated thing. Starting off with people I meet who say, hey, we give thanks every day of the year. What's so special about Thanksgiving? And the first thing I think about is we have to separate ourselves from the people who think about the origin of Thanksgiving and say, oh, well, I don't celebrate it because I don't believe in this or that or the other. And for people who are conflicted about the actual day itself and how it originated and certain meanings that they attribute to it, I tell them, create your own reason for giving thanks. We should not be so tied to specifics of the past that we can't create days and reasons for thanks for our own past, our own presence, and opening paths for the future. It is important that we understand that while we give thanks and we have reasons to give thanks every single day, that when we can get an entire nation, a nation that I believe is in a lot of turmoil, to pause in a united way to say thank you. That's not only significant, but it's an opportunity to go beyond the turkey and the ham and the chicken and all the different sweet potato pies and all the things that people look at as significant as Thanksgiving Day, and try to get more people dialed in to what it should truly mean in the heart, in their actions, in their words, to the world, and in humankind. When I think about myself, what I'm most thankful for is my relationship with my Creator, my Almighty God, my spirituality. Now I know we're in a world where people believe in our Creator. People believe that we just happen to be here without a Creator. People once believed and don't believe anymore because their lives have been filled with pain that they can't explain and questions that they can't answer. I think we've all gone through tragedies that we wonder why. Me and my household, we choose to believe what we've read in the Word and what we've experienced in our own lives. The miracles we've experienced in our own lives, that we know that our Redeemer lives. For whatever you believe in, you wake up every morning until you no longer do so. And when we get up as human beings, whatever you believe in, you get to see your family and your friends. You get to progress on to something new, something different. It's something to be thankful for. Now, in saying that, we know that there are many people out there who wake up to a struggle each and every day. There are many people out there who wish that the nights could be much longer so that they could prolong the coming of the sunrise and the struggle of a new day. And for those people, as I think about them, I realize that that's the reason that you and I are here. That's the reason of this podcast. That's the reason that I make an effort to do the things I do and to have the conversations I have with you. Besides having this podcast and speaking to you every week, I am constantly trying to raise awareness, and via this podcast, which is why I keep asking you to like, share, and subscribe. My hope is that one day I generate enough income that I can start additional programs, be a part of the contributor in a big way to helping people who are struggling each and every day. People who are struggling one step at a time. And I'm figuring, rather than doing what we commonly do, and that's reaching out to the same people over and over again, asking for donations, and maybe asking from people who are already struggling financially. By sharing more and more and getting more subscribers and getting advertisement and getting, therefore getting monetary rewards and monetization from YouTube and all the other platforms, I can fund the charities I want to 100% to make a difference. There's too much pain out there. There are too many people out there who are athletes and actresses and actors and all these other people who have made millions, some billions of dollars. And while some of them have been charitable, they still hold on to the billions because it represents their status. None of us needs billions to live. None of us needs hundreds of millions to live. None of us who represents a family, say of 4, need a 20,000 square foot mansion to live in. None of us needs 10 cars that cost $200,000 each to live our lives. We get great joy, at least I do, and the most wealth which lives within your heart by being able to help other people I should say, and knowing that in doing so, we've given them a chance at a leg up, a chance at a better life, a chance to overcome a struggle. Now, I know what some people say. Oh, some people created their own doom. Yes, that happens. But you can't just look at their doom at the surface, because in many cases, you need to look at the whole entire life from beginning to end rather than pass judgment. So I am thankful that each and every one of you continue to give me an audience to reach out to. I'm thankful for each and every one of you who continues to reach out to me, who continues to share the podcast, who continues to grow the podcast. I'm thankful for each and every one of you who, because of your actions, have been empowering me so that I can reach my goal to bless others, to give back to others, to make the lives of others better, to engage in conversations that will hopefully benefit us and generations to come, that will hopefully clear the path or make the path a little easier for our children and our children's children. These things are the things that bring me joy. These are the things I'm thankful for. I had the pleasure of speaking with a young lady during this past week who is 22 years old. And I was mentioning to her that on Thanksgiving morning, I like to get up and watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And my children who have started watching it with me. At 22 years old, she had no clue what that was. She had never seen it. She had never heard of it. And she was born and lives in the United States of America. I was dumbfounded, bewildered. And I have to say I was a little bit disturbed. I was disturbed because what that represented to me more than her not knowing about the Thanksgiving Day Parade is so much of tradition that represented a certain amount of joy and unity is fading away, generation by generation. There are many things in the past that we need to forget about. But there are also many things from the past that represent decency and honesty and integrity. History that needs to be passed down. History that needs to continue. History that needs to be held up. That's fading away. We see it in so many forms. We see schools trying to ban books and trying to change curriculums so that history is not a part of what students learn today. What that is called is trying to erase the past. Trying to erase the past because who you become as human beings is people who are fearful or too ashamed of what we lived to show the future what we did in the past. Many of us who are here today are products of that past. Many of us people who of color who are here today are the result of the sacrifices of those who came before us. And it is a crime and a travesty that we live in a generation where there's a huge effort to erase that from the minds of our future. Because those things in the past are what we today have to be thankful for. The sacrifices made, the lives lost, the protests, all the things that happened that forged a better place in society for us today. So depending on who you are and whose you are, you have a lot to be thankful for. We need to make sure that many traditions of the past don't continue in the future. But we also need to make sure that many traditions of the past never die and are remembered throughout time. there's a difference. And once we differentiate and identify those things that should forever live in the minds of us today and going forward, we need to preserve them to show those today and those who are coming after us that the privileges they live with come from the sacrifices of the past, and remind them each and every day that when they cannot think of something to be thankful for, history shows them where their thanks is owed. I am thankful for so many things. There are too many to mention. From the things immediately in front of me, like my family, like my faith. I'm thankful for my last episode I did where I talked about the giants of the past and still having my father with me, who will be 92 years old in January, still having all his faculties, about him still being able to drive, although he did finally agree not to do that anymore this past week. He agreed. I'm thankful for the family and my church and the people around me who pray for me and stand with me. I'm thankful for the people around me who see me through tough times. I'm thankful for all of you who every single week give me feedback, tune into the episode. Like I said, share it and discuss it with me. I'm thankful for so many of you who hear the tiredness in my voice at times, or see it in my face when you see me, but you encourage me and you give me motivation and you give me substance and topics to keep going. I have some supporters out there who are ferocious and tenacious in their support, and I am grateful and thankful for you. I'm thankful that when I missed a week, a couple of weeks ago when I went to see my father, how many of you reached out to me and said, hey, you missed an episode? That brought me joy to know that it meant that much to you. On this Thanksgiving, don't make it just about the food. Don't make it just about the day. Like I said, you'll be hearing this episode after the day is gone. Remember to wake up each day, and if you can't readily think of it, search for reasons to be thankful for. If the day looks difficult and the struggle ahead looks bigger than you, remember that there are always people like me around that you can find, that you can reach out to help to make the burden a little lighter. And remember that if you woke up that day, you have enough to be thankful for, because at least you woke up to give it another shot, to overcome and to make one step forward. I am always here. My email address is podcast@247realtalk.net. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to speak with you. I'm willing to stand beside you. I'm willing to work with you to find ways to make your life better and make the world better. One conversation at a time, one person at a time, one mission at a time, one effort at a time. I feel a bit tongue-tied tonight because there's just so much going on in my mind, and I'm so grateful to be here. When we started this year, or from last Thanksgiving, and I think about the number of people who are not here this Thanksgiving, I'm grateful. So many people I heard about, so many people I spoke to, who I took for granted would be here this time this year, and they're not. But you are here, and I am here, and that's a whole lot to be thankful for. So this Thanksgiving, reach out to someone and let them know how grateful you are and how thankful you are that they are in your lives and you're in theirs. Remember, we don't have to do this alone. We can do this together, and we always have to be thankful for each other. Despite the fact that you'll hear this episode after Thanksgiving, I'm still wishing you and your family, your loved ones, and everyone you interact with a blessed, safe, happy, and in this case, a belated Thanksgiving. Blessings from me and my family to you and yours. Until the next time, do take care of yourselves and take care of each other.